I'm here. Welcome to Tuesday, and I'm Rick Gillis, and this is my little Periscope where I've been doing 16 for 16. I want you to promote yourself. 16 ways to promote yourself in 2016. Today's post, which I have on my blog, it's rickgillis.com, is what would you ask Paul McCartney? And this is really kind of a fun post because it's based on a true story, but I'm going to come to a pitch at the end, and I'm going to tell you why I wrote this thing. But here's the deal. I have a friend of mine who had the opportunity of meeting Paul McCartney one time. This is a true story. This is in Los Angeles back in the 60s when the Beatles were at the top of their power. They were a big, big deal. And my friend was in he lived in the Hollywood Hills. He was a recording engineer, producer. He was a partial owner of a major recording studio. And he told me, he said, you know, he was in his late 20s, early 30s. He was all that. He was single. He was young. He was successful. He lived in the Hollywood Hills, driving the Mercedes. Everything's in place. It's like I said in my post, bling was bling then as well as it is now. He got invited to a party on a Saturday afternoon, and he went and got in his car, literally drove down the hill, because this person also lived in the Hollywood Hills, pulled his car into the valet, left it with a valet, walked inside, and remember now, he's thinking he's all that. He's a big deal. He's a big deal. So he's pretty high on himself. And he walks in, and the host of the party happens to be walking somebody out the door, and the host, you know, Howard, I didn't say his name's Howard, but anyway, I called him H in the post, but truly, anyway, it's like I said, it's a true story. Anyway, he says, I'd like you to meet Paul McCartney. And I remember, because he was telling this story many years later, and we were talking about it, and I said, what did you say? You know, you got an opportunity, all of us, most of us, a lot of us. I know Paul McCartney and the Beatles may not be your musical style, but regardless, this is a big deal, and you should be prepared for your big deal moment, because they do happen. So anyway, I said, what did you say? And he says, I just said, after, you know, pleased to meet you, he said, I had nothing to say. He said his chin fell down and hit him on his chest, and he just watched Paul McCartney. He watched Paul McCartney walk away. He missed an opportunity right there to say, hey, I'm a big deal. Hey, I'm in the studio business. I'm in the recording business. Would you like to see the studio? Could I share some of the names of the people I've worked with? And by the way, my buddy Howard has lots of gold records and platinum records, highly recognized names even today. And he's been working all this time in the business as well. But at that time, he was working premier acts. So anyway, the point is he missed the opportunity. So my point to you today is that I want you to always be maintaining that top of mind idea, that accomplishment, that when you do run into the CEO in the elevator, when you run into whoever it is you would like to meet somewhere, turn off your car radio, turn off your telephone or driving along and think about it. What is that one thing you would say to that one person if you got the opportunity to meet them? And I'll tell you what, I'm going to end this post with, one more thing. No, very, very important thing. You do not have a minute. I don't believe anybody that tells you, and don't believe anybody who tells you have a minute for an elevator pitch. You don't. Time yourself for a minute and see how long it takes. You can't be talking for an entire minute and make it really, really interesting unless you've prepared it, planned it. And so anyways, you should have 15 to 20, maybe 30 seconds of a really succinct, powerful pitch that you could present to somebody, and they're going to go, wow. Because remember, what this is all about is creating a dialogue. You want them to go, wow, tell me more. So anyway, one of the things I put in my post, and if you want to reach out to me, it's rickgillis.com through my contact page. I will tell you, because I've always had, as a result of that story, I've always had that one question ready that I would ask the day I meet Paul McCartney. I have that question ready. I always have. And let me tell you what, I would use it if I met Bruno Mars, and honestly, I would use it if I met you as well. So anyway, Periscope out, rickgillis.com. Go find me at Twitter. Please follow me. Tell your friends and family about me. Tell them about my promote book. I'm really proud of that book, and that's what this whole series is about, 16 for 16. This is number 14, by the way. Or yeah, this is number 14 of 16. You can go to rickgillis.com, see the post. You can go to LinkedIn, see the post. You can go all over the place and see the post. Periscope out. Have a very, really good day. And Mary Rev, be very safe in the weather. See ya. Stopping broad.